Waiting for the beauty supply open. And it was just too loud at home, so I said, I'm gonna just bring my cars with. I ain't been in the car in a minute. Alright. So let's see what these little messages or clues are going to be revealing today. I think I'll start out with these. Got the the Hermit at the top of the deck. Why did I say Hierophant? I don't know. There could be a Hierophant, a Taurus Virgo energy. Hierophant, or like somebody that's a loner that just, you know, the Hierophant they say could be God, you know, like on earth. You know, he's standing on the peak of this mountains or whatever. But it's also somebody that kind of, they might come off as a shrewd or stick to themselves, a loner. But being alone, they got this message, it's still a messenger, and they shed light on certain things. Just somebody could just, this is like somebody that keep to themselves, but they'll speak to people, you know, to shed light on a situation when it comes to hidden information or something. All right. One thing I know, when I know something and God showed it to me, ain't nobody changing it. So, you know, people be trying to like, like manipulate things to try to, with these gangs, there's tarot card reader gangs too. Some of these people that did hits on people in there, they might be out of the game now, but they had been in this back in the day before tarot readings was online, or they were seers, or they may be able to see things, you know, street level things or other things, or even so-called spiritual things, or things through peer-to-peer communication or tech. They was even using tech on us in the 80s. We just didn't know that they was using it. So I just know that I'm not on here doing nothing like that on my channel, trying to manipulate something to fit the needs of any other person besides source, what's coming through me, through my mind. Because again, we are these can I say like transmuters or something of information, things that happened to you, afflicted you, harmed you, in the light, in the dark, all around, up and down, young to old. All this stuff is what gives people a unique individual something to to relay messages, okay? From our point of view. And we're used in those senses to, when you get a message, it's because, you know, something about the way that it's being articulated. That's why I try to stay in my lane mainly. You know, other people been in my lane with me, but I try to stick in my lane. And if this, as a creator energy or connected to creator energies, is different. There's a lot of people that think they're creating off of that energy and calling it their own right now, but you had to start with something. Just like in Genesis, the Lord God took what God had already created. Say me and a whole bunch of people was already chosen for things, but somebody can't come in technology if we're doing like a, you know, because these are like reboot things a little bit. Like if they are trying to do something every 7 years or every 70 years or whatever, they're doing these things ritualistically. And people are going away. So like with the biblical text, like I be telling y'all, you're going so far away from it because some people are trying to stick to doing something today exactly how it was being done back in the Old Testament. The Old Testament cuts off there because it's the old stuff of the old way, but it can help guide you here, right? So, you know, it'll be questionable if you're doing things from the Old Testament, like when it's talking about numbering the people, you're changing something that God already put into. So we talk about Egyptology and all this other stuff, this mythical stuff, but it's still it's altering something that was like, I look at the Old Testament as something that's already in the stone. It's already didn't happen. Now this is like these people trying to recreate it because they didn't like it, or I want a new. Let me grab a person from over here and just call them Moses or something. But it's already, you know, it may be like a something, because this is kind of like a what do you call it? Kind of like a matrix or some type of structure or something already. Just saying. I don't know why I'm talking. I'm like talking. I'm chilling. I'm talking slower. But I know somebody's trying to cast this. But again, it doesn't matter, because like I said, the people that's really here for knowledge and expansion, they're not sitting here trying to rush your videos or talk about you talk slow, or you know, whatever this is, or somebody could be trying to chop and screw somebody's words or something like this. You know, the people that want you to talk fast and they come to your videos like, hurry up, get to the point. It's certain things like that. If I'm watching a recipe and I kind of got this, I might skip through or something like this, or a hairstyle. Okay, I see how you did that part. The part I'm struggling on it. But when it comes to people's messages, I don't know. I don't think that people have the right to whisk through somebody's message or something like this. If you're not a creator energy, because you already have an expansive other type of information in your dome. When you're looking at something, I don't know. We don't want to get too far into it, but I'm just saying, it's a different mindset. But these people that's sitting here trying to ruin so they can get stuff or scoop people out the way, you know who I'm talking about. And it might be somebody that can't watch your channel, but they have somebody else watching, then they interpret the words, but they know they're manipulating the words to fit a narrative, or so that somebody can start veering away from that person, or not seeing them the same, or whatever this is. So that's just saying, you trust, if you're looking at me as source or something like that, you trust this high priestess that you hired, that you pay money, or you pay attention, or you pay up, or you pay for views, or you push up or promote in some type of way, energetically or otherwise. That means that you sent. So why are you even sending that person back to my channel to look at my stuff and rush it through, or manipulate it, or see what that person say? Because this is a source energy, baby. You ain't got to go through nobody to hear what I'm saying. You gonna hear. It may not be what you want to hear, how you want to hear. You can't put a coin in my back and make me talk about what you want me to talk about, but you gonna get something from it. So I don't know. I look at it differently. So that's like God created me, and then these people say, oh, God's sleeping, God resting after 7 years or 7 days of creating. Okay, now let's see what we can go dig around in this person's brain and see what God put in there. And we're going to take it out, and we're going to use it before that person can even use it. We'll get the person excited. We'll let them sit in that energy, because some energies do this to you. But in this case, with Ace of Cups energy, I know who was doing it for me. So that means you just sit around that person. Maybe you might serenade them a little bit, but they can see through the serenade. They can see through the flattery. All right. And then they start, you know, slowly, like slick taking stuff and taking things, taking it to other temples or other people and putting it in there, other churches, other houses, other cities, other lands, other whatever. Teachings or writings, and they take it somewhere else. I'm not even think about like the old, what is it called? I keep hearing something to Kitria, but no, there's like the old, why can't I remember? Oh, because I haven't been doing that much of that type of work. I don't know, maybe I'll have to post it later. It's the old places in the Bible where they all met to go to that big library. It's like a mysterious library. I think it's talked about in the biblical and historical sense, with the certain monks or these guys or whatever that was in the library. I can't remember what it's called. It's something library of something. Okay, it can be something like this, where the first, you know, people with all that type of, you know, esoteric and older knowledge, ancient knowledge and wisdom, where they kept all of the, you know, ancient writings and stuff. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. And the great men or whatever of those times went to meet there to find out these particular types of information. And somebody could be saying that this is in Africa or something like this, but a lot of things can be debated or questioned so that a certain outcome happens today. Because I noticed that what they teach us in the public is, if anything, I don't really remember the West going to really dig or take or, pillage or rape Africa. More than likely, they could have been over there maybe helping with healthcare things or something like this, or being nosy, or, you know what I'm saying, or missionary work or biblical church work or something like this. But as far as us going over there and like shutting down whole parts, they got I think China has been building and digging and stuff like that in Africa. Maybe other people, but it makes me think when we're talking about people that can do peer-to-peer communication or siphon energy or dig on energy. I feel like my earthly thermometer or barometer is telling me that it's the other way around. This is why we have children from so many other countries here today. Couldn't have been that prejudice. So I was also seeing a little clip about 300 million undocumented people coming in. We can't even say that they Mexicans, because these people could have been coming from all over the world in the country. This could also be people that you don't expect to be able to siphon energy or whatever this is that we're talking about here. You just think they're here, but we don't know the warfare tactical guerrilla or some other type of tactical measures. Okay, so we got F, Galatians excuse me, Galatians 5 and 22 to 23. Okay, something is not fruitful, or the baskets of some people is not going to be fruitful. If they took my money and took it somewhere else, or took America's money and took it somewhere else to invest, it may not be showing up the way that they hope. All right. So again, the Antichrist, if these people saying no kings and they know it's close to the King of Kings coming, you basically just calling yourself the Antichrist, just like that. Nobody, King Charles, I don't think, or the people from England ain't coming over here talking about they about to do something. It will be something that be rising up in the land, saying that they're going to stake a claim here. Or if they deny me in England, I will build a new empire here. If you tearing down the government, and if I had the means to, who are you to stop me? So this could be why these people stole all this money, or trying to block me from my royal things. Or again, somebody could have been getting like 100. Somebody keep on sending this shit to me. Somebody could have been getting money. This could be a reminder that people have been getting a lot of money, just like somebody was getting $1 million a month to take care of you, or a year, or something. Like somebody trying to let somebody know that somebody was getting a lot of money. Something has been stolen. So the thing might just be to find out who stole this, because they could be in a big position, and this could be the key to tearing down somebody's highway or byway if they're going against God, or if they're trying to go against me or harm innocents or the ordained ones, or whatever this is. Okay, we'll have to see what comes out. But we got Galatians. So something like this, something could be wrong about this particular text. I don't know. Maybe you have a Bible. I don't have one right now, but excuse me. The thing I'd like to say about that, though, even if somebody was to get the lick, go ahead of me and interpret it the way that they want to interpret it, it ain't the way. It ain't always going to be the way. Like I said, unless somebody got a matching brain like mine. And if their conditions, or who they around, or how they was reprogrammed, or how they was created, it would still afflict or affect that. That's why I talk about these Siamese twins, or these Basset energies, or these black cats that could have been tied to us, since some type of birth, or since something. I was even looking at this because I was watching something about Krishan. I think she was with Ray J and like a streaming thing or something like this. And I noticed how he had them headphones over his eyes, kind of like a two of swords. And then I noticed that she did something strange with like a baby. Like, and I was just thinking too, like, damn, did somebody steal the soul of a man and bring it back through a handicapped child, so this person can have a hold of that child forever? Because it's almost like the same thing when I said I seen that cat I was like, yeah, I wonder what they did, or why I'm feeling some spell work on my Taurus or whatever. Could be Aries Taurus. And I was like, where are you? Like, I just don't feel your energy. I didn't, if my person had been housing different energies, where are you at? What you doing? And then I tell you, I was watching that tarot reader, and the cat jumped out on the table and looked dead in the camera. So I got that same feeling when I was watching something with, like I said, that streaming thing. And the child was kind of looking, he was kind of smiling. It was kind of strange or creepy or whatever, the little portion that I caught. And I remember I told y'all somebody tried to get people pregnant with handicapped children. This might even be to call the mom out and have the mom under some type of judgment or soft cell energy or jail energy or mental imprisonment, or to be able to have access to a child because the mom had been seen to be doing something during pregnancy which make the baby handicapped or something like this. But this is also a energy. I told you they try to get these people pregnant and have them with a handicapped child that they would be stuck with for like somebody that got cerebral palsy real bad, and you have to check. The child is never going to be able to live on their own. So this entity or this deity knows where the person is at all times, unless the child dies. Right? It's like a punishment for this entity being rejected or feeling like you can't understand, or or they wasn't able to fully consume you or something. They almost had you, and this is what this thing will do to keep you stressed out, tapped in, always having to be doing something for another person. I don't know, something like this. Okay. All right. This could also be witches being brought under judgment because somebody's saying, oh, she was drinking. Now they're going to try to use that term like watching tarot or watching TV or consuming something, or still having sex or whatever like this. Well, if it's alcohol, right? Not, they used to call it alcohol spirits. Now, if it's alcohol that did something like that to a child, okay. But if somebody was watching someone, they say, you don't be pregnant while you watching tarot or while you doing this or something like that. Then that means that witches should be held accountable if these was a group of people that ganged up on somebody and harmed their baby while it was in utero. Because of some kind of connection, because they can feel the streaming connections between other people, and they go in and they have extra powers or something, or they have perfected some type of attack mode type of spirituality. Okay. Like a jealous baby mama already got babies with somebody, and a jealous baby mama is well versed with this man if he's a wizard or a warlock or something like this, an entity, a demon or a god or something. And then come to find out something like that. These could be also men, they're not strong enough to get rid of these entities. They hope a girl gonna come and get rid of an entity off of them after centuries. And then, they almost, or they can swap places with you or take your good energy and leave you with theirs and then burden you with that same female. So some of these men, by not allowing for their real daughters or children to be included in something, and being manipulated by the families of these people to keep you out of something, or to change your records and tell this person once they get in the underworld, yeah, Shalonda, that's not yours, but that was really the only one. You see? Okay. This is how these New Hampshire, New Orleans, New Hampshire, see what I'm saying? So I'm also getting like the Blackwater peoples, an old map that I seen before had Africa. I used to study maps when I was doing all my research a couple of years ago, 10, 15, 20, whatever. And I found a map and I lost it. I got millions of pictures on my computers at home. I got 2 Macs full of all kind of shit. But I think one of my daughters actually deleted a bunch of stuff. But I think that was whoever is trying to copyright and plagiarize my information. They have the rights to. It could be illegal, but they have the rights to one of these people. It could even be a mother figure or something. To one of these children, and I think that they had that child delete that stuff off of that computer, so that if I ever try to come back and say, wait, 10 years from now I find my information, say, no, that's my information. I remember what I did, what the video looked like, what it was when I put my stuff out. Again, they have their beliefs in law. I do too. But I also believe heavily in the text. Me being the word of God, I could use that as my law. And so if I say I'm the tree of life and you shouldn't be touching my stuff, you're going to die or this going to happen. Okay, well, that's what it is. Just like if you caught me with law, if I caught you with law and I could use the law to prove that you stole from me, I would do that. But a lot of this stuff, we're not being able to do that because it's hidden. All right. So, you know, and later on, if I say, now look here, I got timestamps on my stuff too. This person was not even studying that in public or anything like this when I was studying mine. You see, so somebody could have had somebody do that. All right. But again, we'll see. I might go look at it when I get home. We got Galatians 5. Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. 5 and 22 and 23. And it's in reverse. Oh, so it says the fruit of the Spirit. All right. So somebody could have been thinking that they're stealing children from a certain energy, the Holy Spirit or something, but they could have maybe not. Okay. This could be with the whole womb swapping energy as well for somebody. All right. And then we have Joseph and his brothers. Okay. So Joseph and his brothers, this could be like Joseph, Joshua, and Manasseh. Or I was thinking about the book, The Spring. Manasseh could be Manasseh, and these names and stuff like this is way back in my family tree. Also, you know, some people have maps of what they think Manasseh is in America. So I'm one of those people that was in the beginning stages or originators of a lot of people were already talking about America, or pyramids and ancient Egypt, not modern day Egypt, but ancient Egypt being in America, also possibly even Mexico, things like this. Okay. But I was one of the people in the origins of the Bible being biblical. Like the biblical aspect of things is right here in America. These places are right here. When they tell you, oh, go over there to Israel and see where Jesus is bull, to me, it's here to me. So that's my interpretation here. So okay, so Joseph and his brothers. Okay, now this is strange to me because somebody could be naming Joseph, and maybe the person woke up and found out that these ain't their brothers or something here. All right, and that's Genesis 37 and 2. Something is in reverse there too. All right. These could be brothers in another land. Somebody could have been started to create in another land with people in their likeness or with they self or something like this, after finding out that there was there was something, maybe like a breach in their family, Okay. But the book, The Spring, Elijah, is trying to get at it's a supposedly a prophetic book that happened in a certain place. I feel like I found that place, so on and so forth. So with this Elijah energy, this could be like I met my boyfriend and somebody's trying to say, oh, you dealt with these people or something, but this could be in ancient times or in some past time. Something was like they just jumbled all these people up and called them brothers so that they could have close contact with me. But these were all people that could have been coming to try to take my energy, my mind power, my wealth, my lands, or something like this, or share them. But it comes to the point where it's like, oh, you're not going to be with me and shit. Then I know how to shut you down, or I know how to do this. So America could still be vulnerable with these energies here. But again, we see in Joseph and his brothers. And again, in that book, what I wanted to say is Elijah was saying for 5,000 years, we fed off this tree. So somebody was already digging on somebody's tree. This could also be Elijah, the Fitzgerald energy, because actually my boyfriend has he has a brother named Elijah. Okay. And then the Fitzgerald dude, his best friend, has a brother named Elijah. There's a couple of them. Okay. And so, look at this in some kind of way. Now, I told you I felt like the Fitzgeralds were the ones that was trying to dig on our tree. hang they self on our tree. Even some old pictures that I was looking at people in the family, I'm like, or somebody trying to tell me, no, these are the people, that's their tree or something. I'm not buying it, okay? So, okay. So we got 2 Samuel 5:3. There's a lot of men out here claiming stuff too on top of that. And it's not yours. Those not your kids. Or they not something. Then somebody was smart enough to go somewhere else and just start all over. They could have been halfway through their life and said, oh, this ain't, okay, well, I'm about to take my sperm and I'm about to take whatever, and I'm about to dump out my sperm. This could even be a Tamar energy where somebody was here with America, but they were dumping out their seed on all the other continents. They were creating with other worlds, and they didn't give no children to America, no real children. You could have had children with this person, but because you're American, they didn't want the seed to stick. They went to Africa and other places and spew out their seed. Because somebody can see the future of America, but these people knew about the plot on America from the beginning. Somebody trying to act stupid. But these are the people that y'all voted for and things like this that's over here that either are connected to people or they should have known better or whatever this is, why you was denying the Messiah energy, or the only true savior that could have looked at all the information that was laid out in front of all these people and helped. But they looked at it and they harmed, or they did something else. And while y'all was holding me down and holding me back, trying to be funny and thinking it was funny, I'm not tripping. But it's almost like there's something on the Tower Empress. They want to say that it's being bold or something. Somebody got to stand up and tell the truth when it's time. And listen, it's always time here. When this energy of this judgment or this Christ coming back, seeing what's going on, that's what it is. And I feel like the Tower can just be, okay, that's what y'all did. Well, God ain't never had a problem redoing something or building something up. We could just pull, if we all underwater, just pull the drain out, let everybody go down up in there and just start all over again. So we got King David here in the reverse. This is like my 4 of Pentacles here. Okay. So we're getting King David. This could be family members. This could be a spouse or something like this, or men that was supposed to protect you. These were your brothers, but they kicked you out because you're not a boy, or you're not a boy anymore. And then they got another person that's a boy, even if they're gay. So these are people that will reject boys that been castrated when they were a baby or something, but they'll bring in a full gay man. All right. So we got the fruit of the spirit here. Some of these people could have even married some of us to our brothers, or later on they killed these men and then took their DNA and created something that was linked to the family like them, and then placed them with you. And it was kind of like you was married to your brother. Because these are some fanatical people when it comes to the Bible or something, but they don't even have nothing to do with the Bible. Most of these biblical lineages and some not even here anymore, which is why Christ was coming back. All right. So, and there would be no reason to relocate these people to another country, because they would be, with the right people around them, they would be able to stand up and just cancel everything, and they would have been able to take over in the right way. So, you just think about it. You know, people gonna feel stupid when they really see. All right. So let's see. Wait, I need a header card. Dang, I meant to bring those ones with words on it. Well, let's see. Let's get something here with some type of something. Excuse me. That's why I said all these people should be condemned for trying to tap into the Empress's crown and steal this information and do something with it to ruin something. I told you somebody could be have a crush on a woman or something like this, and head over heels with a woman. But if you sit there and you stalk that woman and try to find out everything about that woman before you get her, by the time you get all the information, you're not going to want her no more. You should have just left it alone. That's why God said that these people that do that, because then they usually go and start clowning the person, and that's why they die instead of being able to do that, because you shouldn't have been able to get that much out of that person anyway. So again, something could be unrequited love. Somebody could have took something. Somebody could have went and did something out of being shallow, or or just being hateful or something like this. Okay, like they could have went and got a whole girl, like a whole body makeover or something, $50,000 on a woman's body, Um, they already had the person, but they didn't want that person for other reasons or whatever, and so they invested in somebody else to upgrade this person and have them in a good situation while the watchers and the people and the critics were watching. That's basically what I think somebody did. They got embarrassed by what somebody saw you doing, because you could be just like me and just stick up your middle finger the whole time at these people. Like, who the fuck you looking at? And somebody else could have, finessed it or something like this. Okay. And then these are people that think that after you knew this, when I know that you don't even make no difference in this situation, if that's what you're trying to look at me like, then, take yourself somewhere. So again, we have the natives here in reverse when it comes to this fruit of the spirit. They could have done something to hide my wealth, or the natives could have been like mad or something like this, like I said, and did something here and held back some type of wealth here because they don't like to hear the truth. Okay. And then we got unrequited. We had unrequited there, and I thought I just seen it again. Oh, a wedding in reverse. A wedding can't take place, didn't take place, something like this. Okay. This could be groups also that denied you. Oh, we're all coming, just don't bring that one. No, we don't. And then said, well, I'm sorry you didn't make the cut. No, you chose from the beginning not to bring me, to bring somebody else, or to lie about what somebody was or something like this around you or me so that they could bring them in. Because I told you, they already were starting to bring in these people, especially from Mexico or other places in the world, and then like do something slowly to remove the natives or something like this. Okay, they could have even, the Trojan horse could have been the casinos, okay, over the past couple of years. All right. And I'm not even going, we're not being prejudiced or nothing, but I don't really see that many people. When I've been to, the couple times I've been to the casino, you don't see that many Hispanics in there. I just think that they don't do that. They work. They don't play around like that much. And, we just talking about the systematic things, man. Black people ain't the only person that can say stuff that said that it was systematic or something like this, that they being discriminated against. So, I feel like something like that could have been the Trojan horse here. I was about to say hoe. So we got the Celtic energy. Somebody's going back and forth about Celtic energy because it was in the upright and then it fell right here in reverse. All right. The Celtic cross or Celtic. All right. Because again, the lower version of this card is, to me, I break down words differently. The Celtic could be talking about somebody selling somebody to another group or something, and then sucking and letting them suck and siphon what's left out of them. Celtic could also be somebody that shares a house or a jail cell, and they always siphoning off of you, or nobody never see them commissary. You know what I'm saying? Boom. They always want to be around you because they want something from you. This could be something, you could have found yourself in a situation, a home situation like this. If there's a union, a real marriage or something like this, or fake marriage, however they could have did this, okay? No man should be complaining about feeding his wife in a real marriage. Maybe one of y'all didn't know it was real, one didn't know it was fake or something like this. I feel like that could have been what was in my situation. But this could be meaning many things, but in the reverse, it's making me think that somebody was a bloodsucker. Or this is people that bind themselves to somebody and suck the imagination out of them. They suck the creativity. They suck financial opportunities. They suck from them. They suck things. Okay? Let's see. Fast talkers is people you really have to watch out for. I'm hoping that's like the never-ending story when you come to this channel. It take you to another place, and you can kind of insert yourself, in some type of situation to empower yourself or empower the people that are working on the same type of frequency that you are. And in the end, they do care about all the people, and so it doesn't matter if somebody gets there first with the information or something, because it was a mutual thing. If it's a mutual thing, and it was a mutual thing. And because they are going to do the right thing at the end of the day. And you don't mind, like in a track race or something, you got to hand that baton in the other person. Because you know, none of y'all is trying to lose the race. You all trying to get to the finish line for real. Now, you might not be able to. Somebody might be a slower runner. You're going to be concerned when that person get the baton. But all in all, y'all trying to make it there. Nobody should be really trying to sabotage something. You already got these other people on the track that you fighting against, and they also got other people that got to pass the baton. You get what I'm saying? So we have Asia in reverse. And I just put it back. So we'll just keep that in mind with Joseph and the brothers. That was the next one. So Asia, something about Asia with Joseph could be in the reverse. The greens or something with Asia could be in the reverse. This could also have something to do with Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right. Joseph and the brothers. Why is that like that? A feminine energy. This could be this Anna energy, or when this sister went to college. You know, somebody saying that somebody loves somebody, or this could be this Nicole. Ooh. Hold on. Okay. Dark skies, guys. Okay. This could be the eater Anna. Adriana. Unrequited love. All right. Some people could love that person. It's not unrequited. The love that they show to this person. Okay. Under mind control or whatever, or China's rule. Maybe over in Africa building. Okay. Or this could even be north. Okay. I don't know. North. Because Siberian people have, they could be Asiatic or Asian as well. But something is saying that something is not, they love this person. Okay. Joseph and his brothers love this person, and they all in reverse. But somebody else could have loved somebody else. But you don't know this person. These are these families that, look, it just flipped in the upright. Because this person didn't love them. But they could love somebody else. They could love you. Or somebody could be trying to say, no, I always loved you, or something like this. I just think if somebody do like that, they can't, you can't trust this person. If they tricked all these people that they loved them. Somebody could be saying, oh, I did it because I love you or something. Like I said, these could be hidden children that you didn't know was created or procreated or created off of your essence or your DNA. All right. And then we have Native American, King David. So King David in reverse over here in the east. Okay. So we're going to do like the east, the Midwest, and then the west. And then we have Native Americans in reverse. Somebody is not Native American or something like this, okay? Or King David in reverse. And now these people are saying these people are not Native American. They could be saying these are Africans. Send them back to Africa, because some of these are connected to these strands of people that have older lineage. But there also could be, like I said, I've seen, now these are maps that I found in ancient books. So it's online. Somebody could change it. You just don't never know. Don't go there with me, because I ain't gung-ho on nothing. It got to make sense. But these were supposed to be there, like in the Library of Congress and shit like this. Where you can pull up them old books and go through them and stuff like this. Or Google Books or something. And it's printed 18 something. Yeah, this is the copy. But you know, with Photoshopping today, people could have changed things online. Because some of these things, even in Wikipedia, other people from the public can go in and change things. I think on etymology, these particular websites, things can be changed. So, again, we're saying Native Americans. So these Africans could have came in, listened to whatever their God, and killed all the people on the coast, right? So this also could have something to do with the Caesar crown, corona, or the Caesar crown or whatever, and the leaves or whatever here that are around the edges, or America losing her edges, losing an incredible amount of maybe land, money, resources, and people on the what can I say? Let me slow down. Around the edges of the nation. The water, because, you know, that's going to be by water, like Myrtle Beach, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the way over to the Pacific, the coast. That's what I want to say. Okay. But with that there, I don't know, because we got King David in reverse. Now this could be the bad sons of David. Okay. These could be Africans or something like this that are doing something here or been doing something we got imprisonment or enslavement. So these could be people or something like this that was imprisoning, enslaving people or something like this at some point in time. Or these Africans are over there doing that now with the United States resources or the government. All right. Yeah, this could be the one, West Coast. West Coast got a problem with somebody here. They don't want a certain group of people. They think you're a part of this group of people, something like this, okay? Or they just want to be the only ones to be able to use something over here, all right? They're not being fruitful, all right? Because something is being shut down the way that something happens or whatever this is. Or, again, we just going to go and keep it funky. Some of these people knew who somebody was and they denied the person here, all right? And then we got unrequited love here. Mother energy in reverse. Somebody could be denying I tell you, something is questionable about this child. Who is this child's mother? Some people, these men could have took this person to another country, whatever this is. The person ended up taking all these people out and then also saying that you're not the mother because they want to be in control or something. Or you're not the mother of this child, and people lied so they could have access to resources and things like this. And, yeah. Okay. Streaming in reverse. So some people could be getting flown out to different places for streaming and they don't make it back. Okay. Yeah, look. Can't make this shit up. Hold on. Imprisonment and slavery. Okay. Something like this is happening. I remember they were saying something about this kind of prison system or these mega prisons that they put in Florida or some places like this. So Native Americans are in reverse. Imprisonment or slavery. And that shit, the Messiah chilling. This might be how I end up staying alive this time. Wars and battles. So this is not being televised, or it's not by wars and battles. They're doing something, spraying something in the air or something like this, okay? Or these are like sneak attacks or, coming with a smile on their face or something like this, okay? Hold on. I'm trying to get this done. Hold on, let me see what comes out freely, though. See, I can't even leave the house. They call me back to the house. All right, we got spouse. And then we have leaving or travel. So, I don't know if somebody was going to get married. All right. All right. So, again, we got something happening here where two people could be trying to get married or they're getting married here. All right. The scam is over. 17 months. Or somebody's trying to marry. Like, I don't know. Somebody's marrying a couple of people probably. Okay. Like shotgun weddings. Leaving or traveling. All right. Somebody could be obedient to someone. Well, yeah. You go ahead and get you a high priestess. And then they're trying to, do something here. We got a baby in reverse. They could have killed or sacrifice a baby or something like this in order to get a union. All right. These are not the Native Americans, or the Native Americans are in reverse for doing something like this. And somebody says something was worth waiting for. They're finding out that they married somebody or they did something, but it wasn't worth waiting for. Maybe somebody could have been disappointed in something. Okay. And then we have the wars and battles in reverse. Again, these are people that's plucking you up like Animal Farm crossing people and then having encounters with you. Or these are people that are some of these other scammers and stuff. They're in the same clique, so they can be friends. Because somebody keeps saying we can't be friends. So this could be also somebody like flying, like I'm getting cold case files or something. Somebody could be like kidnapping for the weekend, like Weekend at Bernie's. Remember how he was dead? But somebody could have like drug somebody, actually drug them, take them somewhere, have sex with them in order to solidify something, a union with a lesser situation, and then, or use your energy to trade it with the whoever they're going to get married with. These are crimes, though. Okay. Um, that's what somebody could be doing, because I got your brother boss energy last night. That was the last thing I heard when I went to sleep. I'm like, who? Wait a minute. So somebody was taking something from their main female and giving it to their mother, instead of taking something from the mother and giving it to their main female or their girlfriend. I don't know. Something weird like this is going on here. They sacrificed the baby. They got married. They did some kind of ritual. Something happened here. Florida or somewhere. Okay? All right? Just recently, somebody could be married and they're saying they can't be your friend, but this is something like jumping the broom. Like, these are like maybe pagan energies or something like this. And so somebody could be already married and not really married, or something weird like this, or somebody you would never want to marry in the first place. So this is how they're trying to strip somebody or something. Or this is somebody that's like, who gonna stop the king? Fly that bitch out here so I can fuck her and then send her back. Something like this. Somebody even could have got pregnant or something like this. They trying to front and stunt, and they could have came in 1 minute, like we seen. I don't want no 1 minute man, like we seen in that video the other day, and they trying to stun on you, because everybody want to stun on the Empress, because nobody really talk like the Empress. They be trying, but they don't talk. You don't feel the same way when you listen to the Empress talk. Whoever you think the Empress is, didn't know other female or a bitch. It just ain't. It doesn't matter if this person is buying this person, they got the nicer house or something. You know when you hearing the Empress speak. So, yes, now these people could be going, yeah, food and hunger. Yeah, they could have did something here to, like, bloodletting or something like this. Okay? Bloodletting can also be selling other family members or something like this off to slavery. But food and hunger here are in the upright. All right? So they could be using some groups as for food, to feed off of, to siphon from, to get materials from. You know, some people could be being called dictionaries, library. You know, they're not doing the same thing. Somebody has to hold the information. So if they're getting rid of libraries and stuff like this, where we could go actually see books, touch books, smell. I love the smell of the library, things like this. They're just installing this information in other people, in like a collective group of people. All right. So we got knighthood in reverse. Somebody might not have protection. Something is going down. So I'm going to just stop right there, because I don't know why we pulling so many cards right here. All right. We got a father is in the upright and some angels are in reverse. But your love life is in the reverse. This could be a father or something here that's trying to be strict. Okay. And then very soon, because something is going to be happening very soon, there could be an arranged marriage. I don't know who doing that in 2025. Okay. Because somebody wants somebody to be like a scribe or a writer for something. This could be a job or a position. This could be also why somebody is trying to take or creep and steal information or something here. Yeah. Let go of control issues, finances, and careers. I really don't like whatever this is too much anyway still. Okay. Somebody's doing everything opposite of what I'm saying to try to prove a point, and it's not proven yet. Yeah, this could be a witch. Okay. And the brawler. So somebody's like, oh, I'm living with peace. I'm just trying to keep the peace or something. So this is like a man that'll be like, oh no, don't, you know, your stepwife, she keep doing this. She's ripping up my clothes or something, your wife. And they're like, just deal with it. It's okay. You know, we could get new ones or something like this. Somebody is bewitched. Okay. That's why this father can't do whatever they're doing or something here. Okay. Or somebody's father is in the upright now that they have a new child, or they got a child from me or you. Somebody could have taken your child. A father could have had a child with you, or needed to mix the blood with you, or took the child from you and took it there. Past, present, or future is what I'm hearing. Experimentation and rebellion. Her royal roots. This could be some kind of thing, some kind of something. Now, we don't know if these people, because I know that this person had hate for me or disdain, and these were the women that were sitting there watching me and trying to humiliate me in the past. But did they change? I don't know. You don't have the right to sit there and stalk me and question me or something, do anything to me without it persecute me or whatever. So this could be people that persecuted somebody, now they want to do right and it's too late. I don't have time for it. So we got the Smith or somebody named Smith. Somebody, I heard, the first name I heard, well, somebody's name could be Jaden, and somebody's name could also be Willow. I didn't get Will. Somebody, okay, Will. Somebody's name could be Will or William. Okay. I'm not really getting Jada, but I think when I was younger, I kind of looked a little bit like with the sideburns and shit like this. I used to look a little bit, my features look a little like Jada when I was little. So we got the Smith in reverse. This could also be this Rose energy, or somebody's name could be Roseanne or Gerald or Geraldine or Jerry. Okay, Jerry Smith pumpkin patch could be significant. Somebody could be laying in the middle of there. All right. Yeah, new project and learning, Ace of Cups. So somebody wants something. Somebody wants your mind for something. All right. Yeah, that's why I said that there's nothing being fruitful here. This could be one of the most beautiful areas here. Over here off the coast, California, something like this, Washington. But something is not being fruitful over there. They need an Ace of Cups, or they need something here. New project, learning. Okay, we got a gambler in reverse with loss and risk. Okay, and then we got the priest, preservation and faith. There could be two people that was passing off some kind of, I just got quick, like a king of wands, like kings of something. King of wands. This could even be a king of, well, let's see. The gambler could be like a king of pentacles. Okay. Cups even. Somebody that like to get a rush. They like to feel. They do things outside of themselves to feel. Okay. But, it can't be maybe a king of pentacles because, or maybe somebody had to stop gambling so that they stop losing money. I don't know, but let's just say pentacles. We'll say pentacles because coins. All right. And then we'll say there's coins on here. And then we'll see the priest could be like the a wand, because I'm getting definitely a wand. So that could be a king of wands energy in reverse. So a king of pentacles and a king of wands. Money and hoes. Somebody losing some kind of denominations or something here. Yeah, we got her in reverse. So somebody is not a her. Somebody is not a her. Whoever this unrequited sister or requited, unrequited. Somebody could be sorry, not sorry, hot and cold. Yes and no. This could be this Virgo. The gambler. The priest. This is one of those things where you like somebody, or you thought you was linked up with somebody and you just was like, okay, that's who I'm linked up with now. Whatever. We just doing whatever we doing right now. But that's what I'm pleased with that person. You know how back in the day with royals and stuff, they would go ahead and send some big old picture, some big old picture frame with all this stuff in it to show what the other person looked like across the country that might be a prospect when it comes to, some kind of arranged meeting or marriage. And they might send a letter and send a picture up in there, so you can see what this person looked like, because you can't just look online, And so I'm getting something like that. And they'd be like, oh, yes. Oh, I'm the king of Scotland. I wonder what he looks like. They would have to wonder all the time. But if the family was well off enough, they could have like a big old mural or a big something shipped to show what the person looks like. Okay. It's something like that. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm pleased with that. I know it ain't set in stone. I know we still doing this and we still, mingling and stuff. But yeah, I'll be good with it, with that probably. And then it's like, no. Because that person now so much time has passed. They met different people. They feel like they've fallen in love with somebody. They'll never be the same. Most of these princes and shit like this and these kings were young or young-minded. You know what I'm saying? Back then. And then they end up messing with a little girl from the brothel, and they love this person. They'll get married still. But the fact that somebody else then had it, especially if these are younger men, it's not going to change that boy. They're going to feel some kind of way. So shit, you might be needing to find your forever young version, if that's even available, because I don't know. That's the closest thing. It's something about that innocence or that time, okay, where the boy will never forget their first love or never forget something. All right. But these people could have, I don't know, if they trying to deny your marriage or mine or whatever, and then kidnap this person and make him start over, reprogram him or something. And this is like all my legacy is built into what these people are building without me. I don't know. I don't know. Or like I said, there's 20-something years in between, less than 25 years. I don't know. It's something like that. The gambler and these people trying to act like they all that or something like this. But the little boy, the king or whatever, don't know, the shadiness here. They could be crying about you or crying about me, but the people that's around them, not their real family members, they can't really call the shots. They're not in charge. All right? So, this could be your father did this. Took all those people that they liked and left you behind and built somewhere else. And now your husband has been like a son to this person and they found them a new bride or something like this and you got left behind, okay, years ago and don't even really realize it. And somebody could be having you want to be hurt by this or whatever, but the pain, if this is what these people did, the pain, yeah, deception and tricky, pathless people, difficult decisions, a lack of direction. Yeah, they about to find out. Hold on. Because somebody about to find out something that's going to make them cry probably, because I keep on hearing that song, Don't Cry. But it's like, come on now. With this America, like that's why I said somebody could have kidnapped one of my clones and, got the person in shape and everything like this. But it's not even being disrespectful. It's like, that's my stuff. Those are my weapons. That's my stuff. That's my land. Those are my resources. You can't have that. No, you can't have that. Hold on one second. Somebody keeps calling.